All right, people. Welcome to the channel. This is Comic Book Opinion, my weekly comic book review. My name is Elias. Thank you again for listening and coming through. I'm just gonna get right into it. So this week was a kind of a mediocre week of comic books, a lot of filler comics. So I'm just gonna go through what I thought about what I got this week. I'm gonna go through my old school find. I'm gonna open up one pack of Pokemon cards. And there's only one cover of the week that I got. All right, so I'm gonna just get into it. So this week, Super Science came out, and this is from I guess these guys are new. The Lab, which is a new comic book company or publisher that's out in the indies. So yeah, they are. They got this one particular comic book for $1. So I ain't gonna go wrong with no dollar comic book. I'm gonna get it. This was pretty good. The art is really good. It is super crazy. Very mature adult theme. But the art really stood out. And it looks like this overall big world. And then they're gonna have shorter stories connected to this bigger world. But something happens where it's unexplainable. A pink cloud covers half of the earth, and it makes people invent certain things. And a lot of these inventions are people are doing it in their backyards, inside their garages and stuff like that. And what happens is there's a group of these top elite scientists, guys, they have an agenda going on, and one of them hires another, like a sex worker, so she could get certain information from this party and all this other stuff. But yeah, it goes down pretty crazy twist into this other different kind of world. It kind of reminded me a little bit of a mediocre type of heavy metal. But yeah, it's all right. The cover art and all this might mislead you, so don't give this to kids. But yeah, this was pretty cool. For $1, you'll get your hands on this. This is a pretty fun, entertaining read. Really quick read. Next was from Image Comics, Lost Fantasy. Okay, this was pretty good. I'm not mad at it. So this was kind of split into two halves of one story. I love the presentation of the whole story when you opened it up, and they showed certain pages where it's just action, and then later on they came in with the reading and then a narration, and it wasn't too crazy. But half of the comic book I liked, and the other half I didn't. The other half was pretty cool, where they introduced a certain character. I don't know if it's a dude or a girl. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's these ancient magicians happen that divide the country into 5 kingdoms after the huge earthquake back in the 1800s. And when this earthquake happened, it released and opened up underground monsters. So that's when they formed these kingdoms. This particular person was found as a kid and grew up in a certain kingdom. So the first half of the story is that person's narration. It's pretty cool. He has secret powers. He has a tattoo that he touches, and 2 dragons come out, and he's trying to investigate. Which was really cool. The investigation is like a detective almost. Investigation of this small girl that got hit by a car, and she's in a coma. So he's trying to figure that out. So that was really cool. And at the very end, he gets kind of shot, and then it ends. And then there's another part of the story, and then it starts chapter 1. Then it kind of begins. But that other half, to me, man, let me know what y'all think. But that shit was boring. The other half of the whole thing was narration and talk, and it wasn't that interesting. When it comes to certain stories and books like that, or a book like this, and the narration or the half of the story is they're trying to make it intriguing enough and it doesn't capture you. Yeah, I think that's what had a problem. But I'm going to continue collecting this. This was not bad. First comic introduction to this new world was pretty cool. So get your hands on this if you're interested. A really good read was The Season. So this came out maybe 2 months ago, the whole thing, or maybe a month and a half ago, and this is really good. Every issue gets really good. But out of all the issues that came out, number 4, this was kind of a filler to me. has to do with these four sisters. Each one of them is named after a season. And the one particular Autumn, the main character, she is a carrier. And she was passed down certain information from their parents that she reads. And it's a backstory about this particular story that they bring up. And it is about a story about a mirror that you hold on. And this one particular king in this kingdom was so selfish and only thought about himself, about his beauty and all this other stuff, that a witch told him, if you get a hold of this mirror, all your things that you want to see in life that are beauty, you're going to see. And he ends up looking at this mirror for 500 years, stuck just looking at this mirror. So that curse is passed down to Autumn's sister, Summer. And that's what that whole thing was about. It felt very filler. It ended in a certain arc where it's just like every other trope where it's just leading you to the next episode, which I had thought that this particular issue could be connected to the last issue. They do that a lot in comic books. And I think it's just a lot of the times it might be a money grab and just trying to get you another issue of the series and stuff, which in my head is like, yeah, I could have put that together with the other one. And that's what I felt with this one. But the story, this is badass. This whole story, the seasons, everything's good about this. Next was Void Rivals. Okay, Void Rivals is really, really good. Every time, every issue is always good. So the last issue of this whole Energon universe, it came to a big conclusion where the Megatron finally shows up and he's wrecking shit, and the G.I. Joes are, Duke finally fought Cobra Commander, and all this stuff is finally coming all together. And this particular issue is kind of a little bit of the aftermath of that. And the two kingdoms of these two particular races that have access to the Energon source, or the Energon actual energy, they are like it's like their aftermath of their story of what's going on. Again, it's a little bit of filler at the end. It was okay. Again, like the other comic book, it's just leading you to the other one. 18 issues already in Void Rivals. There might be 2 or 3 issues that are in there that might have felt a little bit short and not too much action and not too much whatever. Exposition. A lot of it came through here, but it leads you to the next one issue and getting you excited. I wasn't mad at this. Particularly these two races, they're at kind of war at each other because each one of them is half a sphere, and half of the sphere connects, and it's like a big clamp which holds this a black hole, and each side of this clamp or these worlds are in odds with each other, and they finally come together. And the two main characters, one of them, she finally gets like the power up. So that was pretty cool. Again, I don't remember their names, and I've been reading this for a minute, and for whatever reason, I cannot remember the names. A lot of the times, the comic books, man, they come up with some whack names for like really awesome characters, which the names sometimes do not match the character, how cool they are. And this is one of them. That's a little tidbit or a little detail that is like nitpicking. But the overall thing about Void Rivals is always badass. So. Okay, Godzilla versus Spiderman. A lot of people got this. I don't know if this was anticipated this week or whatever, but this was all right. I was expecting something else. I thought it was going to be a little bit more badass, but this came across like old school comic book from back in the days. It read like that. The art is fantastic. So much detail, and the detail did not get you confused from the foreground to the background. The panels were good, but the reading, it just felt like an old school read, and I don't know if it was trying too hard to be funny, but it was entertaining enough, but it didn't make me like laugh out loud a lot, but it made me chuckle here and there. A fun, quick read. It's not going to be what you expected, I don't think, but yeah, there was some cool ass shit. Spider-Man, in this particular timeline, or this story of Spider-Man, he just came back from the Secret Wars and he has the black suit and kind of figures out the symbiote. So, not for spoilers, but a symbiote alien suit with Godzilla. So I think you know what that's going to lead to. But yeah, this was pretty cool. There was a lot of covers out there. I just happened to pick this particular one. This is okay. This was an entertaining read. Okay, so the Red Hulk. This was good. I don't know how people are feeling about this World One Under Doom because it's falling kind of short. It's not hitting hard, and it's not like they're taking it as a big event. But the Red Hulk, this new series, was the first one that started off this whole world, One World Under Doom, and they're giving you the perspective of the Red Hulk. And he was trapped. He escaped. And he's having Machine Man, a Deathlock, and I forgot the other person's name, but they're all escaping, and that's the gist of it. And he has to get into the particular side of the world or the country La Vita. I hope I'm saying that right, but to get to a nuclear plant so he could reactivate himself into the Red Hulk so he could stop Doom. And they show him Doom's perspective and all that. This is pretty cool, pretty alright. Every issue is pretty cool. It's action packed. The art is good. A lot of these Marvel comic books, like when they have these big events or certain comic books, they just come across too cartoony. This one doesn't come across like that, and I'm really happy about that. It doesn't come across too mature or too seriousness. It's like right in the middle, and it's very well balanced. There's a lot of titles under the One World Under Doom, and I think this was one of the top ones. So Red Hulk did not disappoint this week. What's really good and did not disappoint was the last one I got. It was G.I. Joe Silent Missions. This is the Duke's perspective. Holy cow. Okay, so out of all the comic books, everything was alright. It was a kind of a filler week. This one was really good. The one comic book that don't got no word bubbles was the best comic book. He's on a mission. He's trying to find someone. He's trying to get to a Cobra base to destroy it somehow because of a scientist got kidnapped, and the only thing he has is the dog tags. And the dog tags they show it in the beginning and it comes back to the end, so it's like a full kind of story. He's getting chased by a particular Cobra soldier that has like blades, and the fight between them is crazy. They fall off a fucking waterfall. And it's just craziness. It's really good. The art is fantastic. It's gritty, dark, but colorful at the same time. The panels move. Each other page or particular pages, you got to stop a while and like kind of register it and let it tell you what's going on. And I love it. The art, without the words, it's telling you certain pages like, oh, you get, oh, this is really good. This is awesome. You get a lot out of it. And what's cool about this, in my opinion, is that another person might pick it up and get a different perspective of what it's telling you. And overall, it's telling you the same type of overall thing what it's trying to get across, but you get in your own perspective. And that, to me, is badass. So this was the read of the week. So what I'm going to get into is my old school comics that I got. Found Comic Book Honey. I'm going to open up a Pokemon pack and then I'm going to just show you the cover of the week. So I only got 3 particular old school comic books. Sorry for that glare. That's craziness. Okay, so the number one thing I got was Cloak and Dagger issue number 2. This is their first appearance in this 4-part series from back in the day. It is not a newsstand, but it's a direct copy, you know, but I found it for $2.50, so I got it. I think I have issues number 1, 3, and 4. And I got a few copies of issue number 3 because they're all over the place. I think this was, I don't know if it's rare or hard to find issue number 2, but for me, I kept having a hard time trying to find issue number 2, so I finally found it, so I was happy with that. The next one I got was West Coast Avengers issue number 2. So this is their very first run, the first introduction back in the 80s. So I remember when I was growing up stealing my brother's comic books, he had a lot of this West Coast Avengers, man. This was badass in my opinion. Newsstand. It's in good condition. And I found it for $2.50 also. Not mad at that. Yeah, pretty cool old school find. And it's one of the particular art and particular covers where they're just showing the heads. You got a lot of that art style or presentation with these old school comics, which I thought was pretty cool. And the last cool find I thought I found was Wolverine issue number 73. I found it for 50 cents. I mean, I ain't mad with that either. I'm gonna be collecting more of this Wolverine. I'm trying to get as much as the series as I can. I gotta. This is his first run. It's really badass. If you haven't seen anything or about Wolverine, this is his first run. Was really cool. The art was fantastic. The writing, everything was good. So get your hands on this. All right. So what I'm gonna share real quick is the cover of the week. I'm just gonna show you the cover of the week, and then I'll open up that Pokemon pack. So the cover of the week was Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 16, which I read, and it comes with a big reveal. I ain't gonna spoil it for you, but the Ultimate Spider-Man series is really good. But this was my cover of the week. All right, and then I'm gonna just open up this Pokemon pack. I'm new to Pokemon, like I said in the last video. I am collecting Pokemon packs for my granddaughter. And I started just collecting it for myself. So I'm going to just share what I got. Let me know if I got something good. I kind of know what I'm looking for every now and then. So I got a couple of those. I think, too. Got a couple of those too. Okay, not bad. 1 gold star. That last one looks promising. Oh, no, it's not. All right, people. Well, thanks for visiting the channel again. That's what I thought about this week's reviews. Again, it's like kind of mediocre fill-up weekend. All right, people. Have a good one out there. Take it easy. Thanks for visiting the channel. Have a good one.